On today's episode, we are going to take a look at what was one of my favorite stocks for 2020. And the more I read about it now, I believe it's going to be one of my favorite stocks for 2021. In the past few days, there has been a few articles and a few development news about the company. One that has to do with the recent acquisition and another one that has to do with the overall Bitcoin boom that's happening right now and the cryptocurrency craze that's happening. And that is going to affect the company somehow. Like always, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jose Najarro and I am a self-taught investor who's been doing this for the past 6-7 years, just learning about the market. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up. It helps so much with the YouTube algorithm. If you ever want to know when I buy or sell a stock, you should see a link down below for my Discord channel, which is free to anybody that wants to join. You should also see my links to all my other social platforms. I am live streaming every Mondays and Tuesdays on Twitch, so make sure to follow me there. Next, if you want to get a free stock, check the link down there for Weibo. If you sign up, deposit $100, we both get a free stock. I think right now they are doing a special where we might get more than one stock. And finally, if you want to learn more about becoming a better investor, make sure to check out my Patreon. I just finished 2 video series about pretty much the introduction and the advancement of financial documents. And right now I'm taking a poll to see what the next education video series would be. So make sure to check that Patreon out as well. All right, so the stock I am talking about is Nvidia, ticker NVDA. Maybe some of you might have known it already just by the way I was describing it. But today, January 6th of 2021, the stock price actually dropped about 6%. And the overall market has been a little bit volatile these past few days with everything that's happening here in the United States. But right now, there has also been some other news for Nvidia that has caused this stock price to drop. So if we take a look right now, Nvidia has a market cap of $321 billion. If we take a look in the past year, Nvidia has done great returns to investors, over 110%. But we can see since August of 2020, not much has happened in the stock price. It's up about 2%. So for the past five months or so, this company the stock price has been pretty flat. So for those that don't know about Nvidia, I'm going to give you guys a quick 30-second description of them. They pretty much are the leaders in the creation of GPUs, graphics processing units, and GPUs are pretty much meant to run the world. We use them for gaming, for data center, for high process computing, for artificial intelligence, for machine learning, for professional visualizations, even for things like autonomous vehicle. So this, to me, graphics card and Nvidia is definitely a company that's going to be the future for us right now. So I know a lot of people talk about Tesla being the future. I want to say the way those people talk about Tesla is the way I believe about Nvidia. So next, I just want to take a quick look at some charts just to see if the stock price is overextended. So right now we can take a look. I mentioned since August, the stock price hasn't really much moved. What it's actually doing is building a nice volume base and support levels for, I want to say, a future leg up. And I'm hoping that's what's going to happen in the upcoming years, right? I'm a long-term investor. So for me, even 6 months of it being still is still short term. I mean, August just happened. So 6 months or 6 or 5 months of not moving doesn't really affect me. This is actually giving me buying opportunities, in my opinion, for me to continue to add up for the future of this company. So we can see, right, the company right now, the stock price is definitely building up a nice volume base right here, and it is definitely not overextended from its moving averages. I do believe right now it's giving me a great buying opportunity. All right, so now let's take a look at some recent news, and then I'm also going to take a look at some future products that Nvidia has that have me pretty darn excited, if I may say so. So right now, Nvidia's $40 billion ARM acquisition is to be investigated by UK's competition regulators. And for those that don't know, late 2020, Nvidia mentioned that they were going to purchase ARM for $40 billion. It was going to be some cash. It was going to be some shares through transaction. And when I did do a video about that. And one thing I mentioned that was a huge risk is because ARM has customers like AMD and other semiconductors, there is going to be a chance that it could be blocked off. And right now, I believe many people who are very familiar with Nvidia, who are very familiar with the semiconductor market, could have seen this coming. For me, for example, I said that this is definitely a high possibility of it happening. And it is, right? We're seeing it right now. And the thing is, we got to see how things are going to progress. So I do believe this is probably one of the main reasons the stock price is down 5% today, almost 6% actually. It's down about $31. And I say this is definitely giving me a great buying opportunity. I purchase every Thursdays, so hopefully the stock price stays like this for tomorrow, because I do believe I am gonna buy more into this company. This is already a tier 1 stock for me, so it's a company that holds a nice position in my overall portfolio. Next, let's take a look at this whole crypto craze, this whole Bitcoin prices, and how does that affect Nvidia? So this is not the first time I'm seeing this with Nvidia. Like I mentioned, I've been doing this for the past few years. So in earlier 2017 to 2018, there was also this huge Bitcoin price jump, and then it kind of settled down. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen the same here, but we did see when this Bitcoin or this cryptocurrency boom was happening, a lot of people were trying to mine cryptocurrencies. So one way to collect cryptocurrencies is to kind of use your graphics cards, your GPUs, to kind of mine them. And that's the easiest way to explain it. I mean, there's so much more behind it, but in a 5-second thing is you can use your graphics card to mine cryptocurrencies. So when that whole booming about 2-3 years ago was happening, a lot of people were out there purchasing cryptocurrencies, and there was a shortage of graphics cards because all these cryptocurrency miners were out there buying cards. All these Bitcoin farms were buying massive amount of graphics cards. So that was a great thing for Nvidia, of course, and companies like AMD, because they were selling out like crazy. The only thing is there is a negative side of that happens afterwards. Let's say this Bitcoin boom happens right now, and let's say it's a bubble like last time and it pops. I'm not saying it's gonna do that, but let's say it does pop. A hypothetical, if it pops, what we learned about it last time is all these Bitcoin miners and all these crypto farms started to sell those graphics cards. So now they started selling them on eBay, they started selling them used on Amazon and all these other platforms. So now customers, instead of buying them directly new from Nvidia or any of their supply chains, they were buying them at a sale price used. So it actually declined the revenue for AMD and for Nvidia for some time. So even though there was a huge boom at the beginning for graphics card for Nvidia and AMD, after the bubble popped, it was a pretty bad time for Nvidia and AMD, and we actually saw stock prices drop a little bit during there. So it's something that could happen again, and I do say probably for the next few quarters, maybe we might see strong revenue in graphics cards for AMD and Nvidia. But as things progress, and if it is a bubble and things pop for the cryptocurrency, for the crypto world, then we might start seeing a bit of decline in that form of revenue. But the great thing about Nvidia right now, and one thing I do want to say is a bit different, right? In 2017, in 2018, we can look at these charts. Gamings, which were pretty much graphics cards, and here in Pro Visualizations, gaming was the biggest portion of Nvidia's revenue. In 2017, it was about $4 billion of revenue, and all the other markets didn't even add up to that full revenue of gaming. So the data center, the auto world, and the Pro Visualization, even if you added them all up, they barely made a dent compared to gaming. But now in 2020, we're seeing it a bit different. We're now seeing, look, Pro Visualization has increased dramatically. Data center has increased dramatically as well. And even the auto industry. So now, even though Nvidia still makes a lot of money from their gamings, now their other revenue segments still make up a strong portion of their revenue now. So if we do see that kind of like decline, we're gonna see revenue decline as well if things like that happen. But I don't think it's gonna be as hard as last time because of things like this. And here I actually took a look at Google Trend, and we can see in the past 2-3 weeks, Bitcoin mining has been such a huge search trend in Google, and we can see the huge increase has just begun. So right now, that phase of Bitcoin mining is happening. I also wanted to take a look at what other people were searching. So mining GPU, which is this yellow thing, you can see mining GPU has boosted as well in the search term in Google. So more people are searching what kind of GPUs they need to mine cryptocurrencies. We're also seeing a boost in everything else from Bitcoin mining rig to what is Bitcoin mining. So people are wanting to learn more about Bitcoin mining. Is going to again increase this overall sales of GPUs. It's going to make it hard for us that want to buy a graphics card for real purposes to get one. But again, overall for Nvidia, I do believe is going to be a great thing. So these are the two recent news that could affect the company in the short term. These are both short-term movements in my opinion. But now I want to take a look at some long-term things about Nvidia. So Nvidia recently in December of 2020, they released what they called their Omniverse. So Nvidia, like I mentioned, they are a monster in the artificial intelligence and machine learning in the clouding segment. And this artificial Omniverse is actually pretty cool. So for those that don't know, the Nvidia Omniverse is a powerful multi-GPU real-time simulation and collaboration platform for 3D production pipelines based on Pixar's Universal Scene Description and Nvidia's RTX. So this is actually a pretty cool thing to see. So let's say you're making a video game. Let's say you're making some form of movie, some form of animation. You use programs like Unity. One reason I'm very bullish in Unity. Programs like Maya by Autodesk, another company I'm very bullish on. And you work with teams like that, and everybody uses just one software and kind of creates everything in that one software or the teams there. With this kind of Omniverse that Nvidia has created, it creates more of like this overall world. And this overall world would be this picture that we see right here. So we see this picture, and let me go back to this YouTube here. We see this picture right here, which is the Omniverse. This is the full world. And here you have different creators using different platforms. We have Epic Games Unreal Engine. We have one creator there is working, for example, with the flooring and is working with the overall room. We have someone else working in Substance Painter, which is another creation tool that's working on the coloring for the walls. Then we have someone working in Autodesk Maya, creating the desk. And now what's actually happening is they're all working on the same platform, on the same scene, and they're all using their own tools, and everything is being updated real time on the platform. So we can see while one person is working on the wall or the desk is being updated here as well, and somebody else is working on another portion. This, I believe, is gonna be the future for creation pipelines, for people that are making movies, for people that are making games, for people that are making just making simulations, maybe in the engineering firm. If you're creating houses, or you're trying to do visualization of buildings and constructions. So this is a pretty cool thing. This is just beta, and I do believe this is a huge future for the creator side, and that's a market I'm very bullish on. The second thing that Nvidia did is they have launched Storefront. Nvidia launches Storefront in AWS Marketplace. So now you can use more than 20 of Nvidia's software resources that have to deal with artificial intelligence, that have to do with machine learning in form of healthcare, conversational artificial intelligence, high process computing, robotics, data science, and more. And you can purchase them through AWS, which is Amazon's clouding platform. This again now is bringing more and more users to Nvidia's platforms. Not only is Nvidia creating now the infrastructure, right? They're creating the GPUs that go into these cloud servers that Amazon has, but now they also have some form of, they have software that people can use and creators and app developers can use, and they can purchase it through AWS. So again, I just see this clouding thing for Nvidia being a huge future. And the more I talk about it, the more bullish I see the future for Nvidia. And this is going to be actually pretty crazy. And the more I think about it, the more I think is almost likely to happen. And come back in 2 years, 3 years from now, I want to say that a big company like either Amazon, like either Apple, like either Google is going to buy Nvidia, some big player, and I don't normally say things like this, but some big player out there is going to buy Nvidia to overall, just because Nvidia right now is going to be changing the world, and I am just that bullish in this company. Finally, I just also want to show that Nvidia, again, I'm a huge AMD bull. I am a huge AMD bull in the CPU side. We can see AMD is the #1 most wished for in computer components with their CPUs. But when we take a look at graphics card, the only graphics cards I see here are Nvidia's. We see Nvidia here. We see here another one. We see another one here. So even though AMD is definitely a competitor for the gaming graphics card right now, I actually don't see any AMD's graphics card in the top 50, maybe even the top 100 graphics card. Where do I see? No, this is still Nvidia, Nvidia, Nvidia. Here we have another Nvidia. So in the top 100, I did not see one AMD GPU. The only GPU people want right now are Nvidia's. Obviously, we see a lot of AMD graphics cards, CPUs. And another thing, I am very bullish on Corsair right now. And Corsair is actually here as well. We can see Corsair, they own Elgato. So Elgato has a number 7 here. They have Elgato number 13. They have Corsair graphics cards, that's number 14. So Corsair is also here. So again, this is not about Corsair right now, but I still wanted to talk about it. So Nvidia right now is probably still one of my favorite companies. I am enjoying it. And I do believe 2021 is going to be one of my top stocks for 2021. I don't know if the stock price is going to be the best performers of 2021. It might actually be flatline for 2021. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as a company, Nvidia is definitely going to be one of the best companies for 2021. And for the next 5 years, I'm a long-term investor. For the next 5 years, I do believe Nvidia will be one of my best performance. And I do believe Nvidia, like I mentioned, it might get purchased out by some big boys out there in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and like always, make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments, do you think I'm crazy for the overall thoughts on that future acquisition thing of either Amazon or either Apple or Microsoft buying a company like this? So take care, guys, have a good night, and see you next time.